welcome to Behind the Music, our daily hope for this Friday. I want to begin by thanking you for your generous support of the music ministry here at Victory. Just a couple of weeks ago, I mentioned how our Bigelow pipe organ is in need of some serious renovation to help keep it continue to serve and worship for coming generations. And you were just so supportive and you gave generously, and we are where we need to be almost to be able to support this venture. Now, we have 3 craftsmen who will be coming from Utah, from Bigelow Organ Company, and they're going to be here for almost the entire month of October. So I have one more request for you. We're trying to defray costs as best we can. We can put them in a hotel, but what we would love is to find a house that could house these 3 men, someplace where they could stay privately after they work long days. So if you or someone you know has a house for rent or to donate to this cause, please let me know, because that would be a huge, huge help for me, for the organ, for Victory. So I really appreciate it. Really, really appreciate you're part of being an organ donor here at Victory. This weekend, for all of our services at Victory, we are receiving Holy Communion. It's always a special time for us, especially post-COVID, that we get to come together and partake in this very special thing together. And the topic of the week is taken from John, the story of Jesus feeding the 5,000, and then everybody comes and they become even more enamored with him because he's given them free food. Now, everybody knows where there's food, there's people, right? Especially Lutherans, we love our potlucks and things like that. So there's always coffee or something to gather around. So Jesus knew this, and he said, "Don't follow me because I give you earthly food. I want you to follow me because I am the bread of life, the living bread come down from heaven." It's a very, very meaningful thing for us. I'm going to play for you today a piece based on the hymn, "O Living Bread of Heaven." There was a 17th century author, composer, writer, theologian, mathematician, doctor. He went to school a lot and he was a very knowledgeable man, but he was drawn very early on in his life to write hymns. We know of at least 680 that he wrote in his lifetime, so this was a big part of what he did. His name was Johann Rist, and he lived in Germany. 17th century, he experienced the 30 Years' War. He saw friends and family suffering from famine, from pestilence, from illness. He himself was very, very sick, but he survived. But it was just a very hard time. And yet through it all, he felt drawn to write these texts of hope. So for our opening hymn this weekend, we're going to be singing, "O Living Bread of Heaven." Now, this is an English translation of his original German text. The translation was done by a very famous translator, Catherine Winkworth. She took a lot of German texts and translated them into English so that we're able to continue to use these beautiful texts in worship. It's set to a tune by the name of AURELIA. This was a tune written by the English organist and composer Samuel Wesley. And I think you recognize it. Let me play it for you. So while you have that tune in your head, let me read you the first verse of this hymn. "O living bread from heaven, how well you feed your guest. The gifts that you have given have filled my heart with rest. O wondrous food of blessing, O cup that heals our woes, my heart, this gift possessing, with praises overflows." I'm now going to play a short arrangement of this tune, and I hope you keep this memory about the living bread coming down from heaven. And this is a really cute little piece by Rebecca Velde, organ composer. And she's taken this tune that we know, but instead of having it in 4 like we just heard, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, like that, she set it into 3, so it has more of a dance flow. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So it's really sweet, just a little bit of a different take on this tune. And I hope you enjoy the words. I look forward to having you in worship this weekend, whether you're here in person receiving communion or whether you're joining us online. Either way, I hope that you open your hearts to accept the living bread from heaven.